If you were here last summer, you recall the number of Pandora moths flying around Central Oregon. Well, they've laid eggs, and you may expect to see them in caterpillar form in these next couple of months. Rhea Piniella has more on the impact they have on our forests.
This yellow pollen you've been seeing on your cars or any outdoor surface comes from ponderosa pine trees. And experts say this could be a sign that you could likely see Pandora moth caterpillars. If you were in Central Oregon last summer, you may remember seeing Pandora moths nearly everywhere. Well, this spring they've returned as caterpillars for feeding season and could damage trees. The caterpillars feed on lodgepole and ponderosa pine needles until about mid-July. They then cocoon themselves until next summer, when they will emerge as adult moths. Experts say Pandora moths are native to Central Oregon, and the outbreaks are allowed to subside naturally. Robbie Flowers, an entomologist with the U.S. Forest Service, says one adult moth can lay up to 100 eggs, although not all of the larvae will survive. He says currently there are not enough caterpillars to contribute to a high number of dead trees that would put us at risk for a strong wildfire season.
The good news is that they're not killing a lot of trees. There are some trees that are already really stressed out, that are kind of in state of decline, and sometimes those trees will be killed by a very severe defoliation event. But for the most part, the trees recover.
Flowers says bark beetles usually cause more damage to trees than Pandora moth caterpillars. But he says you can expect to see the impact the caterpillars have on ponderosa pines driving south of Bend along Highway 97.
But there's nothing to worry about in terms of, like the human health factor, no risk to your pets.
The defoliation happens every other year because Pandora moths require 2 years to complete one life cycle. Flowers says his team's currently studying the impact climate change has on native insects like Pandora moths and how it affects their population patterns. He says the adult moths will return to Central Oregon next summer. In Bend, Rhea Piniella, News Channel 21.